study of human behavior as an individual and in group. So how an individual is going to behave in an organizational setup. If you motivate the individual or if you are satisfying the individual needs, then automatically they get motivated and they work effectively. Coordination is important factors. It is a necessary factors for the organization to run smoothly. In order to achieve the organizational objective, first you need to ensure that coordination among the employees as well as the individual behavior. Hello everyone, a warm welcome to one and all. I am Meghana from the Department of Commerce, lecturing in Vidhyaashram First Grade College, the Temple of Excellence. We are in the session 1 of Unit 1, subject Organizational Behavior. In our first session, we have discussed about the subject, syllabus of organizational behavior and question paper pattern, internal portion and chapter-wise marks allotments. In today's session, let us start with the Unit 1, that is Introduction to Organizational Behavior. Let us start with today's session with the introduction. So what is organizational behavior? In the last session only we have discussed what is organizational behavior. Organizational behavior is a study of human behavior. Study of human behavior as an individual and in group. So how an individual is going to behave in an organizational setup. So organizational behavior, try to understand every organization tries to understand the human behavior in the organization. How an individual is going to react for certain situation or how he is going to behave in the organizational or in workplace. So organization OB is a part of total management. So it is a part of total management, but it plays a very important role. So the study of human behavior plays an important role because without a human being, you cannot run any organization. So you can say you can run the organization with the machinery, but in order to run the machinery also you need humans. So the human beings or the people plays an important role in every organization. So in order to construct the machinery, in order to run the machinery, in order to guide that machinery, you need human or people. So human resource plays an important role. Here the people or individual human is considered as a resource for the organization in order to achieve their objectives. So here human resource plays a very important role in every area of the management. So for all the department or all the area of the management, it requires human beings. So you cannot manufacture the goods without people or human beings. You cannot market the goods without human being. So in every field, in every area of the management, you need people. So and has been accepted by all the people concerned. So they accept organization or all the management, they accept that human resource plays an important role in organization. So without human being, you cannot run the organization. So you cannot completely depend on the machineries. So human plays an important role in organization. So in order to work effectively, in order to get the work done by the people, you need to understand the behavior of human. So how they are going to behave in a certain situation or how they are going to behave in a workplace, how it will affect the organization, how it affect the activity of the organization. So in order to study that, you need to study the human behavior. What are the expectations of people or what are the expectations of employees. So you need to satisfy the employees and you need to how an individual is going to behave in a group. So you need to study as a whole as well as an individual. So individual objective is different and organizational objective, that is group objective, is different. So each and every individual objective is different from one person to another person. So you need to make them as a group to accomplish a single goal, that is organizational objective. So in order to achieve that objective, first you need to fulfill the individual objective. So in order to know that, you need to study. The study of human behavior plays an important role. Organizational behavior is a study of human behavior in organizational settings, the interface between human behavior and the organization. So it is the interface between the human behavior and the organization. Here it's a study of human behavior. You need to study. So you will get the different individuals in the organization. So their behavior is different from one person to another person. So you need to collect the information. You need to study the individual behavior so that you can take an opinion. So it helps the management to take the decision. So how he is going to behave in organizational setting, whether the individual is accepting the rule or whether they are following the rule, whether it is easy for them to follow or not. So you need to analyze, you need to study how they are going to behave in the organizational settings. So here organizational behavior is a study of individual behavior in an organizational structure, and it is an interface between the human being, that means the individual as well as the organization. So it is a relationship between the individual and organization. According to L.M. Prasad, organizational behavior can be defined as a study and application of knowledge about human behavior related to other elements of an organization such as structure, technology and social system. According to L.M. Prasad, organizational behavior can be defined as study and application. So you need to study their behavior and apply application of knowledge about human behavior. For example, if you motivate the individual or if you are satisfying the individual needs, then automatically they get motivated and they work effectively. So you are going to study and implement, applying your knowledge about human resources in order to get the work done or in order to get the effective work, in order to maximize the effective results. So you need to motivate them, you need to encourage the employees or individual. So here you need to apply your human knowledge, you need to apply the knowledge about the human resources, how you can motivate them, how you can encourage them to work effectively. So you need to study and apply the knowledge about human resources which is related to other elements. So other elements of the organization. For example, if the individual is expecting job securities, so you can offer or you can provide them or financial benefits. So the individual objective is different. So you need to concentrate on the individual behavior, individual expectation, so that by offering them, you can satisfy the individual needs. So that it helps to organization, which is related to organization, other elements of an organization. So the human behavior related to other elements of organization such as structure, technology and social system. So the structure of the organization, if employees or individual feel difficulty to understand or to adjust with the existing organizational structure, whether you can modify the structure, you need to look into that. If possible, you can make a changes so that they work effectively. As well as technology and social system. It is difficult for them to update with the technology. You need to provide the training for them. So, by studying the human behavior, you need to take the necessary steps. So, by the study of human behavior, you will get the information so that you are going to apply that knowledge in the organization in order to get the effective work. So that in order to update with the technology, you need to provide them training, required training, as well as the social system. So you need to concentrate on these factors. So according to L.M. Prasad, organizational behavior can be defined as a study and application of the knowledge about human behavior related to other elements of the organization such as structure, technology and social element or social system. Next, characteristics of OB. So under the first one, behavioral approach to management. OB, organizational behavior, is a distinct study about the human behavior apart from other studies related to management. So it's a behavioral approach. Under organizational behavior, you are going to study the human behavior. It is a distinct function from other factors or other study. So next one, cause and effect relationship. Cause and effect relationship. Human behavior is generally taken as a cause and effect relationship. It helps the manager in predicting the human behavior. It helps them in predicting the human behavior and expectation. It helps to generalize. It gives the generalized opinion about the people. So, it's cause and effect. Human behavior is a cause and effect relationship. It helps the manager to generalize the opinion, or it helps in taking the decision. Next, organizational behavior is a branch of social science. So, organizational behavior is a branch of social science. It is influenced by several social science factors. It is influenced by several factors: psychological factor, sociological factor and anthropological factors. It is a branch of social sciences. It is influenced by all these factors. Then 3 level of analysis. So, the organizational behavior analyze the human behavior at 3 level, such as individual behavior, inter-individual behavior and behavior in the organization themselves. It analyze the behavior. It analyzes the behavior of an individual at 3 levels. So, it helps in 3 level analysis. That is, first one, inter-individual. Behavior when is interacting, that means with other person, and individual behavior, as well as behavior in the organizations. So, individual behavior and inter-individual behavior as well as group behavior. It helps to organizational behavior. OB helps to study the human behavior at 3 level. So, it helps to analyze 3 level. Next one, a science as well as an art. So, organizational behavior, the study of human behavior, science as well as art. The systematic study, the systematic knowledge about the human resources is considered as in science, and the application of knowledge in the organization is considered as an art. So, both organizational behavior is considered as both the science as well as the art. You cannot exactly predict the human behavior, but partially you can predict the human behavior. So, it is considered as science as well as art. The knowledge about the human behavior, the systematic knowledge about the human behavior is considered as science, and the application is considered as an art. So, after studying the human behavior, you need to take the necessary steps, or you need to implement application. You need to apply those knowledge in the organization, in the current scenario, so that it helps the organization to achieve their objective. So, it is considered as both the science as well as the art. Even though you study human behavior, individual behavior, the manager or the organization cannot predict exactly the human behavior. You cannot exact opinion or exact results of human behavior, but you can predict the human behavior, but you cannot give exact result. So, it helps to predict the result or predict the human behavior. Then, a body of theory, research and application. Organizational behavior is a body of theory, research and application. It helps to understand the human behavior in the organization. This organizational behavior helps the manager. Using all these techniques, he can solve, he can give the solution for the problem. So, it's a body of theory, research and application. By this analysis, from this theory and research and application, the manager can give the solution for the organizational problem. He can give the better result. He can solve the problems in the organization. Then, beneficial to both the organizational and individuals. Study of individuals. The study of individual is benefited for the organization as well as the individual. It creates the atmosphere where the individual can work effectively. So, it gives the satisfactory environment, or it creates the comfort environment to work. So, it helps the individual to work effectively. So, if the individual is working effectively, means the organization can achieve the objective. Benefit for both the individual as well as the organization. So, from this, the organization is benefited through achieving the objective. Individual is benefited through fulfill their individual needs. So here both the individual and organization is benefited from the organizational behavior. This study helps to satisfy both the organization and individual. Then rational thinking. The organizational behavior provide rational thinking about the people and their behavior. The main objective of the organizational behavior is to predict the human behavior in the organization. It helps to understand the human behavior in the organization so that they can take the necessary steps. So it helps to organizational behavior helps in rational thinking. They can predict the behavior. They can predict the behavior of an individual. It helps to rational thinking. Logically, they can think why individual is behaving or why it is different from one person to another person. So it helps in rational thinking. So these all are the characteristics of organizational behavior. Next one, importance of organizational behavior. It builds better relationship by achieving people's organizational and social objective. Organizational behavior helps to build better relationship. It helps to build better relationship by achieving the people's objective, that means individual objective, and organizational objective and social objective. So through the organizational behavior, you can achieve the individual, organizational and social objective. Then it covers a wide array of human resources like behavior, training and development, change management, leadership, teams, etc. It covers a wide array of human resources like behavior, training and development. So by studying the human behavior, you will know the needs or you will get the information, you know the knowledge about the human behavior. So you can apply those theory into practical life so that it helps. You can give training for the employees to increase their skill and knowledge, and you can help in developing individual as well as the organization. And change management. So if there is any necessary for the changes in management, you will make changes. Then leadership. So it helps to understand where the problem is located. So whether it is in leadership, there is a lack of leadership, then the individual behavior is different, so that you can guide the individual to the right path. So that it helps to organizational behavior covers all this wide area. It brings coordination, which is the essence of the management. So it brings coordination. Coordination is important factors. It is a necessary factors for the organization to run smoothly. So for the effective organizational function, coordination is important. So the coordination plays an important role in smooth working of the organization. To ensure to build the coordination among the groups and organization, you need to analyze the individual behavior, you need to satisfy their needs, and you need to rectify the errors so that you can achieve the organizational objective. In order to bring the coordination, organizational behavior is necessary. You need to study the individual behavior. So if there is any problem occurs in the organization, first you need to study why this problem occurs and what is the reason and how you can overcome from this problem. You need to give the solution. So that organizational behavior does the study of human behavior. So it helps to bring the coordination. Then it provides goodwill of the organization. So if you are giving importance for the individual, it creates good image about the organization. It creates loyalty, and employees they work effectively for your organization. They work effectively in order to achieve their objective. So it creates the goodwill of the organization. It improves the goodwill of organization. When you are giving importance for the individual means every individual they wish to work for your organization. So when you are providing benefit for the individual, when your organization is helping to grow the individual, increase the knowledge of the individual is work in your organization. They work for your organization effectively, so that it helps to achieve the organizational objective. It creates the goodwill automatically. Then it helps to achieve the objectives quickly. When you build the coordination as well as goodwill is increased, if the individual is satisfied means automatically the objectives can be achieved quickly. So, if all these factors fulfilled or achieved, then you can achieve your objective quickly. In order to achieve the organizational objective, first you need to ensure that coordination among the employees as well as the individual behavior, whether the individuals are satisfied or not. So, you need to concentrate on all these factors, then automatically your objectives can be fulfilled quickly. So, company can fulfill their objective, company can meet their objective easily. It makes optimum utilization of resources. So, the study of human behavior, it gives the knowledge about human resources. If an individual has some talent, means the organization can utilize that talent or utilize that resources, as well as they can train them, they can motivate them for the benefit of the organization as well as for the individual, so that it helps to maximum utilization of available resources. So, when you know the strength of the employees, you can get the better results. Next, it facilitates motivation. When you study the human behavior, it facilitates motivation. When you motivate the employees, they work effectively. There are various forms of motivation through which you can motivate your employees to work effectively. Either it may be an incentive, or through training and development you can motivate them, or by giving offers you can motivate the employees. So, it facilitates motivation. Then it leads to higher efficiency. As I told you earlier, when you are studying the individual behavior, you will get to know the needs and wants of individual and expectations of individual. When you are trying to satisfy the individual expectation, automatically the efficiency increases. So, it increases efficiency among the employee. So, it is a benefit for the organization. So, when you are satisfying the individual objective, they work for organization. They try to satisfy the, or they try to fulfill the organizational objective. So, it leads to higher efficiency. It improves relations in the organizations. So, by studying the individual behavior, you can build a good relationship between the employees, or you can build a good relationship between the organizations. So, when the relationship between the employees as well as the management is good, means automatically it leads to effective working, so that it helps the organization. Coordination, efficiency and motivation, as well as the optimum utilization resources, all this can be done through organizational behavior. By studying individual behavior, you can achieve all these objectives, so that it helps the management as well as the individual. So, it is a multidisciplinary in the sense that applies different techniques, methods and theories to evaluate the performance. So, it is a multidisciplinary task. It applies different techniques. The OB applies different techniques, methods and theories. They use different techniques, methods and theories in order to evaluate the performance. In order to evaluate the individual performance, they use different theories and techniques. So, it is a multidisciplinary task. So, organizational behavior plays an important role in every organization. So, study of human behavior plays an important role in every organization in order to achieve their objective. So, these are the importance of organizational behavior. In today's session, we have discussed about all this topic: introduction, meaning, definition and characteristics and importance of organizational behavior. In the coming up session, let us discuss with the evolution of organizational behavior and some more topics in the coming up session. Let us meet in the next session. Until then, keep watching. Thank you.